Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Edel, my little corner of the internet, where we discuss topics that help us get better. Today, we have a return topic, which is a husband having an affair with his wife's best friend. We did a video like this last week. If you remember, if you didn't watch it, kindly just go back to my channel and you'll see it. It's unfortunately something that's happening more often than we're aware of. I do live in the middle of nature, so if you see little squirrels running across this side of the screen or birds, don't be alarmed. They're just coming to eat. That's where they feed from. Those are my little buddies. I'd rather have that than have a best friend that's coming for my husband. Let's watch the video and we'll have a discussion after.
This is how I found out that my best friend and my husband were having an affair. Initially, it was my husband's behavior that made me very suspicious, but my best friend's behavior soon followed. My husband started taking his phone with him everywhere he went. That was the first red flag for me. That was just not normal for him. I don't know how other people's relationships are, his weren't. He barely carried it around with him. He wasn't into his phone all like that. That changed one day. One day when he was in the shower, I noticed that his phone had a password on it. Now, this is something that was out of the ordinary. Neither one of us had passwords on our phone, so I was like, what is going on? Like, what are you trying to hide? Automatically, I felt like he was trying to hide something. So while all this weird behavior was going on with my husband, I was confiding in my best friend. And it got harder and harder for me to reach her. She was not replying back to my texts. Like, she left me on scene. This was just very weird behavior. We have been friends our whole life. I mean, probably from kindergarten on. So for her to just completely not get back to me was just very, very odd. With that being said, I had no idea that this is why her behavior was so weird and so off. I never in my life would have ever imagined her betraying me like this. A man will be a man, but my best friend, she was like my sister. So for several days after that, he was working a lot of overtime. It just didn't make sense because that wasn't the time of year that they actually had their overtime. So he's been with the same company for years. I've never heard of them having so much overtime this time of year. It's usually seasonal. Obviously, my suspicions grew higher. I started watching him more. So one day I had to work late. It just so happened to be our anniversary. I had to reschedule our dinner date. He wasn't so happy about it. But when I got home, he was in the best of moods. So I didn't understand. He seemed so disappointed when I had to reschedule our dinner date for our anniversary. But when I got home, it was a completely different person. He was singing a completely different tune. I just didn't understand. So the following day, he had to leave for a business trip. He went on business trips all the time. This was nothing new. So when I got home from work later that day, I had to do some straightening up, cleaning. He left the place a mess. He had to go on this business trip last minute, and let's just face it, men aren't just as clean as us. At least not mine. That's when I noticed it. I found this right on the floor, and to not talk myself out of what I already suspected, this earring is my best friend's earring, and I know for a fact it's my best friend's earring is because I bought it for her birthday. This was on the floor in my bedroom. Now, her and I have never been in my bedroom. I didn't allow that because I shared my room with my husband. I just thought that that was just off limits. So she was never actually in my bedroom. So how her earring got in my bedroom, there's no other explanation for it. But I knew exactly why he was in a good mood the day I had to work late and cancel our plans. So not only did he cheat on me, he cheated on me with my best friend on our anniversary. Now, I don't know how long this was going on before I noticed it, but I do know that she was at my house on our anniversary in my bedroom with my husband.
These stories are so many out here that it's just so insane to me how it's just like it's the typical thing. My husband is having an affair with my best friend, whether it's best friend or close friend or friend. It is so common that I wonder what's in the air. I don't understand. And the thing about these situations, I've watched so many of these kind of stories. I think I've watched, and it's no exaggeration, maybe 80 or 100, 80 at the minimum. I'm so aware now of the telltale signs. I can just close my eyes and you come and tell me my husband is cheating on you, and I'll start to tell you the signs. Well, or wife. Your wife also could be cheating. They start with the phone, they hide the phone, not necessarily physically hiding it, but if you're going to peep in at the screen, you see your partner changing their position, or they change what they were doing. They go to another app altogether. They change a password or put a password if they didn't have one to begin with. Then they start having longer shifts at work. They start traveling out of work more often. The conversations with you are just dry. There's the attention. You can see the attention is somewhere else. It's just the same thing that people are. It's like they're reciting the same story, and it's so sad. And the worst thing is that this is your friend. So people are going to vent to the person who is doing this to them. So this person is stabbing you in the back, but you're going to confide in them. I find that so, I can't even imagine it. I imagine things so vividly, but when my mind refuses to imagine something, I'm not going there. So you imagine on my behalf. So just imagine you're confiding in someone that's doing the thing to you. So you're giving them ammunition to know your next plans. And I know some are so crafty and so they can now start pretending that they're on your side and telling you, yeah, do this, go and catch him. I don't know. And they're now taking you to the other direction so that they can have more time to do all this sneaky business. It's such a hot mess. All these stories. It's just so terrible. And I think when we find that this is what is happening in our relationships, you just leave. Just leave at the first sign. Some people try to do these things so that they can see how much you can take. They've already gotten to a point where they've checked out, they're done. But the actual disrespect to do this in your house, let me tell you, doing it at all is disrespectful. But then doing it in your house, in your marital bed, I'm saying this as if it's worse, but to me, already just doing it is bad. But let's say this is worse. And the fact that she already had established boundaries with her friend, she's not going to my room that is private, and then you go and you find her earring there. That earring looked like for a teenager to me, by the way. That's the kind of earring I buy for my son. So I was so surprised when I saw that earring. I was like, what a strange taste that they have. But anyway, to each their own. It's really it's unimaginable. So let me not think too far and deep. Pardon my laughter. My son is the one behind the camera, and when I said that it looks like an earring on by my son, he burst into laughter, and inevitably, I burst into laughter. There's nothing funny about what I'm talking about. We're talking about very serious issues here, and yeah, we should. As I was saying, the very first signs we need to just leave because it just gets worse. It gets worse. Some people would say they can work on things, which it depends on relationship. If you do genuinely feel like this is something that can be worked on, well and good, give it a go. I was just saying from my own point of view and just how I see things. If it works for you, I I I I I love love. So I love when people are in love and when people treat each other well. But this to me is not a sign of love. You don't do this to a person you love. So that already tells me that you don't love me. So you can't tell me you love me in your actions. So show me something different. Pardon me. So, uh, let me read some comments actually from this same video just to show you how many people are going through the same thing. It is just like the same script, different cast. So this person says, my husband cheated with my best friend. He then married her sister. Mm, mm-mm. That one is hard to come out of. I wonder how the best friend was feeling. So do you now go and say sorry to the person you betrayed? People live such performative lives out there. They're so dramatic. And this one says, my husband of 20 plus years left me for my best friend. It was being stabbed in the heart and in the back. 10 years later, they're still together. There's no such thing as karma sometimes. Oh, that's really sad. I feel sorry for her. Let me see if we have any other comments. Yes, we have one here. She says, wow, the shared experiences of the women like myself and yourself. Whose friend? Mine wasn't a best friend. She was a good friend and a neighbor, but apparently a better friend to my ex husband. Oh my goodness. And the last comment says, my best friend housed me so I can leave my cheating husband that she was also messing with. And this is what I was talking about. They start telling you what to do so that they can orchestrate their plans in a way that suits their wickedness. Goodness. All right. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for being here with me. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I'd like to remind you, as always, you're not broken, you're not damaged, you're not unlovable, you're not too old, you're not too far gone, and it's definitely not too late. Start where you are. You've got this and you'll make it through. Whatever it is you're going through, if you start today, you're going to have a way forward. I'll see you next time.